Hello everyone, this is Virtual here from Mindstack, and we'll just look into how a bot is created using Rakebots and how it works, how it functions. Okay, now in here I've already logged in, and we can create a new bot from here. I've already created a bot actually, so I'll just show you a brief idea about what a bot looks like and how it works. Okay, so this is a bot I've created. I've called it test bot, and after you create a bot, you'll be here in the design page by default, where you can make any customizations required. Like bots can be either like a widget, which you see here, or it can be like it can be embedded actually within a frame. So this is how a widget will look. You can change the theme color, widget type. It can be an avatar or a text. If it's an avatar, you can upload your own avatars and colors and everything. You can even enter the hexadecimal value for the color and click on save here. That was for design. For create, this is where you'll actually add give data to the particular, or rather train your bot to respond based on the user's query. I'll get to this create part later. Train is where you will train the bot based on the data you are given to the bot in the create tab, and publish is where you will have two scripts. Once the bot is trained, you'll have two scripts. One is for the widget to be included in your website, and the second is iframe code if you are putting it in a particular frame within your website. Okay, now let's quickly, before I go to how a create tab works, let me have a small communication with our bot here, so that we'll get to know how it works. Okay, so for any bot, for that matter, by default users will usually start with a hi or a hello. They for this particular bot, or rather any bots with Rakebots actually, you can they can start with anything that they require. They can directly get into their question, or they can start with a casual conversation. Let's have a casual conversation here. When the user typed in hi, the bot triggered a particular form wherein this went as a training data, and this was the response the bot gave. When somebody says hi or hello or anything close to that, bot responds accordingly. Similarly, other than the hi, if somebody says bye also, if they have to go, or rather, let's go step by step. Consider this is the bot for Mindstack website. That's how I have designed this particular bot. You can design it based on your requirement. This particular bot is designed like we say a very basic idea about what we do at Mindstack. Okay, now this is hi, hello and welcome. If the user wants to know what are the services that Mindstack provides, so that he can make an informed decision later. Let's say user asks a question to the bot, something like, what are the services that you provide? If this is the user's query, bot will respond accordingly. We provide the following services: web development, chat development. There are more actually, but I have included only two of them here. If you see here, it already has text, it already has images. These are images, so bot can respond with text, images. Actually, it can also respond with hyperlinks. It can also respond with videos. You can add some customization for text also, some ordered list, unordered list, and everything. There are many examples. Many ways of responding for the bot. I'll show some of them later part in the create tab, how it's created. Right, this is one example for image and text. If you want to see videos, let's consider in one of the forms I have typed already. This is services, right? So if the consider user already got to know that we provide these services, but the user wants to hear it from a client. Let's say a user says, do you have any happy customers? If this is user's query, then this is a bot's response. Bot says, please visit our homepage. If you see here, homepage is not just text. If you click on it, it's a hyperlink. So you can include hyperlinks also in bot responses. It also says, also do watch the video from one of our clients. So videos also can be embedded as a response when using Rakebots. So the client already starts responding. Either you can play it here, or if you want you can play it from the website itself where it's from. Okay, home page we have checked, so hyperlinks, images, videos, that's how the bots can respond. But also the bot response, or rather the form, most of the bots that are in the market right now, they either work in terms of forms, like it will give some text fields where the user has to enter data. Even that can be implemented through Rakebots. So for example, consider the bot I've created is such that it wants user to enter some information in terms of forms. Even that can be implemented through Rakebots. Consider user wants the particular mind stack in this case to give them a call or send them an email with all the information. So user just says call me, or user says send me an email or anything like that. Bot responds with please enter your name. I mean, if they have to call, they have to type in the name, right? So let me enter my name here. It also says please enter your contact number. I have to enter my contact number here. If you see there, just below that there's a skip button, which means this particular question is not compulsory. The previous one did not have a skip button. This one has a skip button, which means it's not compulsory. This can be also customized based on your requirement. Let's skip for now. Enter your email address. This does not have a skip button, so I have to enter it. Also, when I put these details, there are system validations using regex functions. We have set it up such that, for example, I have entered some random value. It's not a valid email address, right? It says enter a valid email ID. Unless I enter a valid email address, it will not take it. I'll show you about that in the create tab later, but for now let me enter the valid email address. It took the information, and also if you see here, it says my name. Thank you Principal for the information provided. We'll get back to you at the earliest. Where did it get the information from? Because I've already given it here when I entered the name. So all the data I've given as a customer who is using the bot can also be printed as a bot response. So that is one more benefit of using Rakebots. So already we have seen pretty much all the information that can be achieved using Rakebots, or rather all the features currently available. By the time user gets this information, saying he'll get a call back, or he'll probably get an email, right? So user says thank you, goodbye, or anything, just say bye. Bot responds accordingly, thank you for your time. Now this was the conversation we had with the bot. Let's just go to how this bot was created. As I said, design page, we just customize the bot. Train page, we train the bot. Publish page, we get the script for the bot to be implemented within our website. Create page, this is a tab where we get or add information to the bot. For example, the greeting form here, user might start the conversation with, I mean, it differs from place to place, country to country, right? Some might just say hi, some might say hello, some might say good morning, some might say anything like good day, howdy, what's up, anything like that. So there will be 3 tabs basically for all forms that we add. First will be dialogues, bot response, and training data. Training data, based on this training data, the forms will be triggered. If user enters any of this information, this particular form will be triggered, or anything very close to what's written there, the particular form will be triggered. As soon as the form is triggered, it will get to the dialogues tab first. If any data is here, it will be printed first, followed by the bot response. Since there is no dialogues here, nothing has been posted by the bot, but there is a bot response. So bot will respond saying hello and welcome. That's the 3 tabs. Also, one more thing about 3 tabs is dialogues tab can be 0 or more, the fields I'm referring to. Bot response can have, should have 1 or more actions or fields for that matter. Training data should have 2 or more. These are absolute minimum 0, 1 and 2. Okay, now let's go back to some other form where we have a dialogue, so that it will be easy for us to understand how it works. So if I go to the contacts form, here we had asked user for the name. We see here name has an asterisk, and email has an asterisk, which means they are compulsory. Phone does not have, which means it gives a skip button. If you remember our example, it did give us a skip button for phone. Also, if you see there, even for phone or for email address, we have validations. Email should be in a particular format, otherwise it won't be considered as valid email. If you have your own custom regex validations, you can set it up here. Write the regex value, enter the error message if user has not typed in a value in that particular format, and also give a name for it. You can use it later. Okay, either ways, so if this particular form is triggered based on the training data, then the user will get always, the flow of data will always be from the dialog speech. User will get this query first, he enters the data. User will get this query next, he enters or clicks on skip based on if it is deployed or not. He enters this, and then it will go to the bot response tab. Here you can see it says thank you, and then it says my name here, which it got from here. When I entered my name, it was saved here. It gets pasted or rather printed here. For the information provided, we'll get back to you as soon as possible or at the earliest. That's how forms work in terms of Rakebots. So yeah, you can always add more data, remove some data, customize them based on your requirement. Also, another thing here we can see in dashboard, we can see the number of users who have used in graphical manner. In responses, we can actually see the entire conversation by a user. From the drop down, you can select which bot. If you have multiple bots created, present we have only one bot. In here you can filter it based on which bot you want to see the response for, and you can see the entire conversation. Why I'm taking you to this page is it also shows the confidence level with which the bot responded. When somebody said hello, bot responded because it was 96% confident that it's giving the proper information. You can see here most of them are 90 plus. It has to be in green, only then it will respond properly. Let's add just 10 showing up over here. If I go back here and type something completely invalid, let's say something like this. At present, I've given a default message. Whenever you create a new bot, it gives a default message saying I'm not entirely in this case I've written the message as let me check for more information on this, and you can try again probably in half an hour time. You can edit this based on your requirement and change it. For example, if you want to say please enter a proper query, something like that. If I check this page again, the responses page, if I check this, it should probably show us the last message also. It says it's 0% confident. Anything actually below a particular value that we set it up, it will give the default message. So if you get the default message is showing up, then we can always train the bot to work better, or rather add more training data. And if it's a completely irrelevant message, something like this does not make any sense, then the default message itself can show up. So we can change the default message to please enter some value, valid query, something like that. Also, certain times users might enter something very close to the training data that we have entered. So it will show something like 85%, 86%, 87%. That means that we can add more training data to make sure the bot is also 100% confident about the data we have given. So that's how, in brief, how Rakebots work, how the bots work. If you have further questions, you can always get back to us. Thank you. Bye-bye.